stuff. I really need this coffee now. Because, yeah, okay. Hello there, and welcome to the third game of the Grand Finals of FlexiTime Championships 4. The scoreboard may say Jesulin 2, Hans 0, but that does not tell the story. Hans has been an utter beast by competing against Jesulin standards, because he's pushed Jesulin to the wire in 2 consecutive games. We're now on the map Hans chosen. We are also 1, 2, 3. Does that how the things work? He gets first choice second. Yes, we're also on Hans's chosen faction, and he's gone USF, which will be very powerful on Kolodny Firma. We have seen Wehrmacht win the first game, because obviously Jesulin won, and then we saw USF win the second game. That game was not easy for Jesulin. He had to use the squad wipe machine that is the Pershing, which Von Asten believed would be so powerful that because there's no rifle company, it will be in every game. So that's why he tried to get a second gentleman's agreement with Hans. There's only one gentleman's agreement in this game, and that is no rifle company. So Hans does have the heavy cavalry company at his disposal. Sorry, I thought I was casting on bloody Feymanville Approach then. I put my camera a little bit south of where I should do. Now we're on Kolodny Firma. The first 1v1 map properly built for Company of Heroes 2. I think maybe the winter variation was first, actually. But after Pripyat and after red versus green colour schemes and all that, because this game was a little bit rushed, there weren't any maps in beta in 2013, and people were wondering where the first bloody 1 versus 1 like capable map would come from, and it was Kolodny Firma, and it is a pretty damn good map. You know, you've got this really strong house here that American troops can really push for to pen their German opponents back, because starting positions for tournaments is Axis in the west and Allied in the east. But in general, it's a really good map in my opinion. It works out well. In the winter variation and auto match, I think you're safe to not have to veto it anymore. In my opinion, because it doesn't seem as bad as it used to. The heavy snow's been removed. The victory points and the munitions and stuff are changed. Sniper coming out already for Jesulin. So 2 Grand Sniper is his build. No MG as of yet. Random Nub 0815 says Essence 2.0 sucks. Let's be honest. I'm not going to defend the optimization of Relics games, but the engine itself is pretty damn awesome, because it's basically a modified, I think, Quake engine operating in an RTS scenario with a high field of view, with so many units, with all the projectiles, nearly all of the projectiles, well, a lot of them modelled in real time. That's awesome, isn't it? Isn't that cool? Don't you think that's cool? I think it's cool. It's like a little FPS scenario, but on a grand scale. That's cool, isn't it? Surely. Essence doesn't suck. The optimization sucks. Mostly for graphics, to be honest. But if you take your if you're a new player and you're worried about the optimization of this game, do not play on Ultra. Problem nearly solved. You will get FPS dips, but if you're on normal mode, graphics-wise, you can still play this game to a decent standard. I have an AMD Radeon, moderately good. Well, when it was first made, it was moderately good. £200 graphics card, 8 gigs of RAM, and I can stream and play on nearly ultra. I know this is a solid at 30 FPS, and we're PC gamers, so that's like dirty casual talk. But anyway. I digress. Allow me to talk about the fact that HelpingHans has nearly the entirety of the map. Pushing hard with Grenadiers. Jesulin's going to try and get back into this. He does have a lot of barbed wire to try and press himself up against. Sniper, 4 kills already whilst I was dithering on about bloody graphics processors. Already Jesulin is text tier 2. HelpingHans has got his lieutenant out, which will very shortly mean the M20 will be out. We saw that used to great effect in game 1. Was it game 1? Yes, game 1 was HelpingHans USF. Game 2 was OKW. Refrigerator for Love has said his friend's almighty specs. All I was saying was I have very modest specs and I've never had a problem. But I know there are problems out there. But if you're conservative with what settings you put them on, and I think NVIDIA drivers do tend to have more issues, you can kind of get it running really well. I've never had an issue. I've been playing this game since early alpha, not even beta, because I was a fanboy and I got myself in on it. And yeah, it's all right for me at least, which is good for you because I'm able to stream it to you. So just be thankful. Praise RN Jesus for him allowing me to stream it at least. You got this sniper now, still on 4 kills, not done much, and that's indicative of the fact that Jesulin has been largely penned back by Hans and isn't able to really push the agenda very much. Hans has gone absolutely crazy here. He's got the AA half-track and a 50 cal also queued up in the background. Rear echelon troops rushing for the church from HelpingHans, giving him good line of sight. He'll be able to see this Gren trying to keep that house, because Jesulin's keenly aware of that house. By the way, can I say about Jesulin, he has minority taste on maps. I've noticed that a lot of players tend to like the same maps. Jesulin's first veto was Angerville. I love Angerville, and lots of players love Angerville, but Jesulin doesn't. Jesulin also loves Langraskaya. And can I just say that Langraskaya, if they went to a decider, that would be the 5th game. That would be what we'd be seeing it on. Here we go. Back that ass up. The AA half-track Beyonce machine is on the field. It reverses everywhere it goes, and it kills everything it sees until there's a viable AA, an 80 option for Jesulin. So he didn't go for the M20, he did go for the M20 in his first USF game in G1. It's now G3 and he's going for the AA half-track. Going for the cut-off again. Well, there's not much to cut off because he's also taking that fuel with a lieutenant. Sniper opening up. That thing's down 7 kills. Control group 1. Its anti-tank gun is on the field. It does take the northern entrance, and may be able to push the agenda back in his favour if he were to get 2 shots in a row off on the A half track, because that's what's necessary. The second commander prize will be given out after the stream, and as Rocky, I believe it was Rocky or somebody said, you know, I would like, before I went on a rant between games, I would like a shite load of follows, so I can possibly get Codex at some point in the future. I'm never going to get it now, but if I say to Twitch, listen, I'm streaming tournaments for a game, would you please give me Codex? Maybe they'd be really nice to me. So basically what I'm going to do is go into Gmail, and everybody that's followed me since the stream's been on, like literally everybody, I will pick a name at random, and you will get a commander of like a pretty decent DLC prize. Basically, I'll see what you've got, and I'll see what I've got in terms of codes, and I'll give you something. So that'll be the second code given out during this. The first one, of course, was the Admiral Akbar Award for best It's a Trap usage, and that was when a mine went off, and it was awesome. It got a squad wipe, and somebody said it's a trap at the exact right moment. Which is really hard to do. I had to get a moderator to evaluate that. Well, to be honest, the reason I'm actually digressing is because we've got a very pitched engagement against the house right now, and it's not that interesting. Jesulin is largely penned back. HelpingHans has really pushed the agenda. He might be losing his lieutenant though. That wouldn't be good. He does have the 50 cal watching over it, so he is going to escape to victory. Hans is pushing his agenda. He is forcing his will upon Jesulin. Jesulin has said no, he has not given consent to this, but Hans does not care. And, you know, it's a rather disappointing third game so far. After the rip-roaring success that was game 1 and 2, where we saw such incredible play by both players, it seems in this game, unless the A half-track was to go down, which it doesn't look like it will get very quickly repaired once it's... which I would like to say is reversing, but it's actually going forward, because most of the time it's reversing. So we do have heavily cavalry commander from Hans, so even if it got to late game, he'd be able to really push the agenda. Probably go even major before he had enough command points to get a Pershing, so he'd probably have a Sherman on the field. That is if Jesulin managed to get it back in. And allow me to talk about snipers for the uninitiated, snipers are the comeback mechanic at the top field of play. In fact, they're everything at the top field of play. It's already got 14 kills, if you notice. 14 kills, which is 14 times 28, which should be just above 200, to the 280. So 14 times 28 is, yeah, 392, so that's more than a rifleman. Way more. Sorry, it needs to be above 360, which is the cost of a sniper. Another rear armor shot on the Beyonce machine. But it needs to be above 360, then the sniper's paid for itself. At 392, it's already paid for itself, and every shot now is a free manpower award. So if you can keep it alive, you can come back into the game. So let me just cast some of the actual game itself. Got the Thompsons teching, they're going up against the Pioneers. The Pioneers are going to have to get straight out of there, so he's got this squad. And if he regains the house, you can imagine. Jesulin is showing a little bit of fatigue here. He just got out of a house for a bloody smoke barrage. Anywho, he didn't know that, did he? He didn't know what it was. Anyway, what I was saying is, what you will find is after about 15 to 20 minutes, if you've got a sniper plugging away consistently, he will be able to get back into the game. He'll have a window of opportunity where Hans' manpower catches up with him. Obviously, Hans may be getting enough kills of his own, especially with the Beyonce machine. So it's called the manpower meta, and it's very existent when you get to the higher level of play. Now, in terms of central point, we have got victory points obviously in favour of Complexity Helping Hands. That is his, I think it's like his Twitch group, clan tag or something. He made me put it on. He said it was very important, so I just agreed. 50 cal is going to have to retreat. It's just been offering a little bit of suppression, peppering here and there. AT gun already up to veterancy 1, halfway through the second pip of veterancy. It's been putting a lot of shots in on the A-Hair-Off track, which is what gives it that. It's very cool, and the fact that it doesn't need to get kills on AT gun, that is good design.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines.
So now we've got, actually, this is going to be interesting now, we've got Jesulin pushing for the centre. He's got a position in the church, he's got a sniper coming up to play. He does have an MG now in his strong house, but he doesn't have enough metal to push for the cutoff. So although he's pushed out of the Kessel, which is a German military word for confined pocket of resistance, he has pushed out of that now, and he does have a little bit more map control. He does in fact have his fuel. He's not able to push the agenda he needs to. Hans getting pushed away from the south. This victory point in munitions is under a little bit of danger. The AA half track's only got 2 kills, but it's more about its presence on the battlefield in general, not what it's actually been doing. Got Panzer Grenadiers coming onto the field, so SDGs to offer a little bit of resistance, and if he needs it, he can of course tech for the Panzer Treks, which should be a good counter to a Major that's now on the field, because the Major represents incoming Shermans. In fact, if you look, no, he's gone for the, instead he's gone for the 3/4 ton ambulance. Time, hang on. .50 cal watching over. I will notice for new players, by the way, you can do an interesting thing with rear echelons. You can put tank traps up and then put barbed wire in front of them, which offers a really nice position to cap behind. Because also, the tank trap has more directions of cover than a single sandbag, because you can hide behind it 3 different directions, which is really good. Rangers are going to hide behind this fence and wait for a squad to get into close quarters. That's what that's about. In the south, he's got the AA half track that defended this cut-off, causing a big retreat. That's what those grenadiers are there for. Sniper's been killed! Sorry for missing that, guys. I did... that's not true. Sorry. What just happened? Something got built and I'm an idiot. Yes, so second sniper got built! I couldn't see it because what happened was, if you notice in the top right of your screen, it jumped from the right to the middle. So it confused the crap out of me. You've got this one that I put a command number on. So we'll call that Sniper 2, which groups them together. That's why I got confused there. Couldn't quite read what the hell was happening. 2 sniper team though, so that's going to show that the sniper meta really might work in Jesulin's favour for the long game. And in fact, in the first game, HelpingHans had such a strong start, he was controlling the game for 30 minutes.
We are losing a sector.
Rifles in the south. Trying to push up. It's really tightening the noose on Jesulin at this point. He does have a large schism of land. It's like Chile or something in the north. Rangers are part of this mini blob. Rifle's going to disperse. Rangers going to push around the shot blocker. Throw themselves upon the enemy. Sniper, though, lining up a shot. That's the apprentice sniper. The main sniper, the master sniper, is in base being repaired, or healed rather. A half-track's watching over the centre, and it's a bloody slow game. It's going to build to a crescendo if Jesulin can get back into this. But now he's had Panzer Grenadiers wiped. I really doubt it. And this might be, after the first two games, this might be a little bit of lull in activity. But if Hans gets a game back, we're bloody game on. Because HelpingHans with a game back poses a threat to Jesulin. Because it's a map that Jesulin's not doesn't exactly love, and it's a map that Hans loves. So Hans had choice in that first game. He chose USF, and he's very competent with the Axis forces. So he can be on the fourth game on Kolodny Firma as Axis, and he could push it aside very reasonably. Jesulin, although I was talking up his incredible endurance, I mean, he's had 200 hours of co-activity in the past 2 weeks, so this guy plays a lot. He did show a little bit of fatigue, I think, in this game. But then again, he outlasted his opponents in the game before. So he really had to push hard in the second game. And Hans was the guy that faltered. His endurance did not last and did not compete with Jesulin's endurance in that game. And then Jesulin comes into this game tired, and Hans is like pissed off. He does not want to lose this series. This is his first tournament final ever. He wants to win. Pioneers coming to push away the rear echelons. He needs these points. Sherman now out from the major, so he did momentarily pause the fuel to get the 3/4 ton ambulance, but now he's got the Sherman, he can really push quite hard. There's going to be no Panzer Shreks. There is a pack, so he's going to have to build a second pack, and that is indeed building as we speak. In the south, Grenadiers pushed away by a lieutenant and an A half-track. The sniper team's really far forward. And I think a lot of the game now revolves around the sniper battle. 3 kills on that sniper, 19 on the other. That's 22 kills total. 22 times 28 is a lot. A half-track opening up on the Pioneers. Going to keep that cut off in his position. Second pack does indeed now magically appear out of thin air. This Flamer Pio is in the most dominant position there because he can get behind this green cover out of the firing arc of the Pioneers, which is going to get instantly suppressed out of the building and are indeed going to retreat. The Sherman could pick up the kill if he was feeling adventurous, but there is this pack now watching over there. In fact, does the pack have line of sight? This MG gives it line of sight. The first shot, however, misses. That is unfortunate. A little bit of luck for HelpingHans there. And Smoke giving away the fact that he has heavy cavalry commander, kill company rather. But that's obvious, let's face it. It's obvious that he would have that. Sherman's going crazy. What is the Sherman doing? It just jumped in front of Smoke. Hans, that was daft. What are you doing, Hans? You'd mistimed that, Sunshine. You really did. You did, however, get a pack. You have got a lot of rifles watching over. Where's the MG in all this? The MG's in this house. It does discrew the other pack, so a lot of manpower distinguished. In terms of fuel, he has got enough, I guess, but he just lost a lot. Where's the AA half-track in this? Nowhere near. He's going to have to get back in. They've got Rangers coming in, so if HelpingHans can keep position here, if he can get the 50 cal especially in tow, he's now going to push. The 50 cal did not set up in time. Will he get one of his packs back? He's going to need it because if the AA half-track comes into play, Rangers threatening a push. The 50 cal is there. AA half-track's going to push. Beyonce's angry! Just get a shot off on the sniper. 50 cal's going to try and keep the Grenadier from getting the pack. Jesulin recognises the danger here. Pack's there. He does have this rifle just north. He needs to bring this rifle in, Hans. You need that rifle to help. Come on, Hans. Sorry, this is me fanboying Helping Hands again because we need this series to continue. This is fantastic Comedy Heroes action. We need as much of it as we can. Yeah, off track behind the shot blocker, dicing with death, kiting. Decent suppression. The pack goes for an attack ground, doesn't go through the shot blocker though. There is a second pack. Will he be taking it? I highly expect he will be. Unfortunately, the 50 cal has been pushed away. So go on, Hans. You need to get that pack if you want to stay in this sunshine. You need to go for it. There is, however, 3 advancing grenadiers. Is he not going to get it? Seemingly not. And in my opinion, Hans could have done a lot more to push the agenda there. Especially if this pack kills the AA half-track. Because that was a golden opportunity, gilt-edged. Rifleman retreating through a hail of bullets. We do have the captain keeping the strong house. So Jesulin is still largely penned back. He has managed to send a pioneer. And no, this is Jesulin for you. This is the tournament behemoth. The pound for pound greatest Comedy Heroes 2 player in the past 2 years of play. He sends worker units to cap. Bit of an anticlimax to what I was just saying, but that's what he does. And it keeps him in tournament games when he has no right to be in them. And that's why he's won so many bloody tournaments. In fact, he won this tournament in February of 2014, which seems a long time ago now. Lieutenant not doing much. We are waiting for the ambulance to do some repairs. And it's pushing Hans into the late game here. Of course, Jesulin, of course, has a lot of munitions ready for the Stuka Strafe, which now has been enabled. Hans having an AA half-track is to his advantage, it must be said, because it's going to be able to shoot down the Stukas if it doesn't indeed die. Large army for Hans waiting to be mobilised. AA half-track putting fire in that house. The pack's going to go right down this angle here and try and get a shot off. It's thinking better of it now, and that's the standard of play we're dealing with. The APM of both players is pretty damn good, and it's interesting to try and keep a hold of what you're watching. 2 sniper team, let's keep a track on them. 29 for the master, the apprentice is on 6, so I'm lagging behind. Get your shots in, Sonny. Elsewhere, the major is a very far back retreat point. Not quite sure the point in that. I suppose it's a little bit far away from base by a meter. Snipers opening up here on the rear echelon, so not the most high priority target. We are helping the pack cap. And we've got a lull in activity. Let's drink some bloody coffee. Imagine if both snipers died during me drinking coffee. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? I think I'd cry. AR half-track, he is pooling a lot of manpower. Fuel is Hans, but of course he's waiting for Pershing. He's currently 75% of a command point away from having the Pershing. Rangers are doing well for themselves. Still got his 3 original rifles. So the Tiger's been deployed before the Pershing came out. MG gets decrewed. Where's that at? Trying to work out that. It's a bit of unluck. So the only the unfortunate thing for Helping Hands is he's got 2 packs to contend with. So there's a Tiger on the field which has come to bear straight away on the Rangers, getting really good damage in there. I think he even crushed one of them. The captain going to have to retreat. We do get an anti-tank gun that was decrewed.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Right. So that pack gun has been taken. MG got wiped in the house, by the way. That's where that was wiped. Tiger's going in for the repair. Pershing on the field of battle. Senses blood. There is that pack. It's in a very northern position. There's also Stuka going in. Stuka has now been called in. So that's going to keep the Pershing at bay. That was called in right in the centre of the map. So this pack is still trying to get away. It's in a really northern position. If he was to mobilise all this infantry, if it was fully healthy, he could get it. But the air half track's opening up on the bloody Stuka. That's good. Does go down. Do we have a lull in activity? I need to turn my alarm off. Tiger's coming down onto the Pershing. The Pershing is going to have to reverse slowly out of there. The Tiger can't be quite as aggressive as it wants. Stuka's still opening up on the... Sorry, the AA half-track still opening up on the Stuka. Did kill one of the two loitering dive bombers.
Territory is out of contact.
Where's this pack? Has it been retaken? It has indeed been retaken. The Flamer Pyro that retook it's now in base has been fully repaired.
We are losing a
Sit a little bit
sector.
back. Rifles retreating, they're not going to lose much by that. And you can see already that Jesulin's now getting back into the game. So Hans has a very good veteran-based army. He does have a lot of control, but it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot more parity in the game, especially due to these snipers, which is doing really well for Jesulin. The Apprentice now is on 8 kills. The Master's on, is that 31? 39 kills in total. 39 times 28. 1,092 manpower. Minus 3. Hang on, sorry. Just pressed tap map. Minus 360. Minus 360. So, not that much gained, really. Tiger's coming down on the Pershing. Rear echelons are going to be a meat shield for it. Throw yourselves in the tracks, gentlemen. Centre, the snipers are opening up on this rifle. He's going to do a full retreat there. Only 2 models lost though, so a nice fast retreat. In the north, we've got rifles coming down on this grenadier. They're going to stop that from capping. In terms of victory points, Hans still on 394, so a way to go before Jesulin starts to push him down. Rangers are going to try and cope with the threat in the north. However, the snipers are in that vicinity. In packs, being in nice positions with good cones of fire, can watch over a large portion of the map from where they sit. Tiger backing its ass up. Nice shot off on the Rangers. Insta retreat. That'll tell these units they can't contend with that. Of course, we do have the Major on the field. Hans is 90 fuel up. Hopefully we don't see a suicide Jackson in this game. We see a Jackson that comes onto the field and, you know, diminishes a Tiger's threat massively and or destroys it. Well, no and or. Because ore destroys it. It would be pretty diminished if it wasn't there anymore, wouldn't it? Right, Tiger's coming down. Does destroy the barbed wire and the green cover. The captain's going to have to reposition behind this haystack. All bloody deflecting off the frontal armour. That massive is it like 60 centimetres or something ridiculous on the front of a Tiger. Bazooka this time just penetrates. Second shot from the Pershing penetrates, so we're going to have a minute of repair time there for the Tiger at least. He has capped the northern VP, he does have the southern. The AA half-track is sulking in the south of the base, but that's probably the best place for it right now with the Tiger on the field and the 2 packs. Snipers, been doing a bit of work. 100mm refrigerators, love. Thank you for Wikipediaing that for me, if you did indeed do that, or if you knew it already, congrats. 100mm of frontal armour. They are ridiculous. Yeah, 60 centimetres would be quite a lot, that's true. 10 centimetres is quite enough. I didn't indeed mean millimetres, I guess. I think that's more panther kind of stuff, isn't it? But it's effective with other tanks. Anyway, from reality back into a computer game. The AA half-track was just opening up on the Grenadiers. They're going to stick in it, which makes him think that the Tiger's coming. That's what just happened. So Hans was opening up on the Grenadiers, and they didn't move. And he's against Jesulin, so he's like, why didn't it move? Because the Tiger's coming. So he gets out of there. Good play by both players, in fact. Pershing coming through the hedge. Good 2 shots off on the Pioneer. Going to retreat. We've got 50 cal also watching over. It'd be great if you actually had that victory point at this point. Another Stuka barrage coming down. So you're going to be needed again. Yep. In fact, straight away Hans is like, yep, Beyonce, I'm going to need you to fire upon the Stukas and get them out of the game. Tiger back, surprise bitching the 50 cal. The Stuka just bloody gave a damaged engine to its own Tiger. Did you catch that? That was incredible. The strafe attacked where the 50 cal was and gave a damaged engine to the Tiger. Oh, you bastards! That's our tank! Oh, that's so funny. coffee. That's what I love about Gun Heroes. It's so the essence engine is very, very essency. It's not an exact machine. RNG does happen, and you get moments like that. You know, it's fun, isn't it? It's fun to cast, that's for sure. Not so sure it'd be fun in a tournament level game. But Jesulin's really taken a lot of the map back now, and in fact his army's really getting quite high. Hans' days of wiping squads and killing bitches is now 88. Not to be misogynistic there, I just mean bitches in general. Pack is in good position. And could we be seeing Jesulin win the tournament in 3 40-minute games? That would be cruel to HelpingHans, because on the scoreboard it would say 3-0. Packowie on the field. The Americans' only answer to a sniper-esque unit currently. Hans had literally all the map. Jesulin was in a massive amount of bother here, with packs both decrewed, but Hans couldn't quite make it happen. In fact, he had two rifle squads just north. If they'd come down, he might have taken that. In fact, he's going to look back on that with a facepalm moment if he loses. Hopefully for the series, he doesn't lose. But yeah, if he looks back on that, he's going to say, my God, what have I done? The Tiger's going to come down on the Packowie. Does miss. Pershing's going to have to reposition. Hans has 200 fuel, but he's losing the manpower battle against the snipers, with the second one now being up to 13 kills and the leader being on 36. Ranger's going to be quite strong. The cap the north there. Jesulin is suffering for munitions, having spent a lot on Stukas, so none of his Grens have LMGs currently, but that's just how powerful the Stuka is in this patch. Maybe after the patch he's going to go back to putting LMGs on everything, but at the moment he'd rather use a Stuka. In his opinion, it's better. That's why he's doing that. Panzer IV reversing away from trouble. That's the announcement that the Panzer IV is indeed on the field, so... Capping the south with the AA half-tracks, pretty dangerous manoeuvre. Now you've got the Panzer IV. As soon as he sees that, he probably wouldn't do that, to be honest. Mind you, he's already seen it, hasn't he? Hans is licking his wounds in base. He's going to have to make a push soon on a victory point, because in terms of victory points overall, both players are getting quite close to each other. 2-2-3 versus 2-4-7 for Hans. I think that was a pack shot, actually. Pioneer's having to retreat. Tiger finally gets up to Veterancy 1, giving it Blitzkrieg. Good bit of fuel, munitions spent on the centre to keep the snipers at bay. Obviously, with the MG going down in the house, he now needs to use snipers to do stuff like prevent caps in the centre. Where is the bloody Pershing? It needs to do something. Will it get the kill on the retreating Grenadiers? It will indeed. Squad wipe machine back in the game. It's much better at wiping squads than the Tiger seems to be. So there's the answer to the sniper for James. Oh, but the lieutenant's getting killed. Oh, sniper at max range focuses on the officer, as snipers often did in actual warfare, and still do to this day. Pershing trying to penetrate that 100mm of frontal armour for the Tiger. Half-track's been found out by the Panzer IV. He's not wanting to go near it though with the Pershing nearby, which is wise. When are we seeing the Jackson? Is he going to build a Jackson very shortly? He's got 300 manpower. Spent on reinforcement. Indeed, he has got a massive army in base. Hans, you need to reclaim your micro. You need to get back on this. You cannot be affording to have so many full health squads in base. You need to start pushing. You need to start capping. You need to start making flanking maneuvers. You can't just be microing a Pershing. That is endurance. That is what happens after nearly 2 hours, well, over 2 hours of play, in fact, against a top tier competitor. So he's just drag selected all of his units, he's bringing them into the centre of the map, and then he'll have to disperse them and act upon his opponent. They're all fully health now, and this will have to be a big push from Hans. He does have the Jackson building, so I'd advise him to wait for that, in fact. It's easy for me to say, a level 700 player, it's talking to, you know, top 10 level players, but, you know, when they're 2 hours into it and you're watching from an eye in the sky position, you can just see things like that, and you know what they need to do, and you just hope that they do it if you want the series to carry on, that is, which I bloody do. Jesulin probably wants it to be over now. He probably wants to go and have a nice siesta and chalk another one up to his incredible tournament win tally. Hans might probably not going to be content with making his first final. I mean, if it was a big money tournament, he'd be content, but it's not a big money tournament, it's a pride tournament. Jackson now entering the battlefield. Hans has not quite had a very good effect on the field so far. Nil kills.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
The apprentice snipers halfway to Vet 3, so we'll have 2 Veteran 3 snipers shortly. And he's able to protect them really well. Stolen 50 cal from Jesulin. Oh dear god, the captain just got wiped, so we're going to have a pioneer with 2 bazookas. Here we go, the Jackson's going to try and do some damage. We've got the infantrymen and the rangers coming in. They're going to try and get rid of the packs. This is the big attack. This is what we're going to see. I'm not prepared to create a hype moment quite yet, but we're getting there. He's wiped the AT gun. Got Vet 3 Grenadiers trying to rain down on the Rangers. If the Rangers were to die, it would be unfortunate for Helping Hands. Well, what was the Jackson doing and all that?
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
Did the Jackson bloody die? Oh no, it's repairing itself, of course. He knows where it is though, so he's going to go north to try and get rid of that thing. No, he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't. AA half-track's been alive for most of the game. It wants to stay that way. Pack howitz has been decrewed. Oh, the bloody Panzer IV's in mortal peril. Will he be doing a suicide bloody Jackson to take out a Panzer IV again? It might not be a suicide if he can get away from the Tiger. So, shot in needed, shot's gotten, but the pack gets a shot in now. How is he going to keep that thing alive? Where should he go? He's reversing. He's reversing into arm's danger. He gets a rear armor shot in on the Tiger. He's got the Pershing going alpha leather into the base for some reason. You've got relief infantry chosen for Jesulin. The Pershing's facing its rear armor. Not good from the Pershing. What's Hans doing? Pershing does indeed go down. Trying to find the bloody Jackson. The Jackson may have died, actually. The Jackson, in fact, died. There's the Panzer IV wreckage. There's the Jackson wreckage. So, unfortunately, for Helping Hands, but very fortunately for Jesulin, it looks like... We did see a sniper die, by the way. So, a sniper did die. It was the apprentice sniper and all that. So that must have been with flanking infantry. Right, so let's take stock of what we're seeing here. We've got the Panzer IV killed at the cost of a Pershing. Helping Hands has 250 fuel. He will soon have a second Pershing. He has 3 Veteran 3 riflemen. Jesulin has 2 Veteran 3 Grenadiers and a now Ostrupman because of the relief infantry. He got them for free. He has this Pioneer with a bazooka. His Tiger is now fully healthed. Helping Hands now has the Pershing on the field, so it is not GG at this point. In terms of victory point control, Helping Hands has taken a moment to now claim back what he's got. He's now had a shot of adrenaline up into his bloodstream, and he's able to start using some of his low health squads to cap instead of leaving them in base. But the Tiger's coming to bear on the Vet 3 rifle, and he needs that to stay alive. They're running the gauntlet away from the Tiger. You've also got Ostrupman coming in, but the Pershing comes to the rescue of the Vet 3 rifles, keeping Hands in this game. In the north, the rear echelons are retreating. They obviously were just trying to cap. And the Tiger's now... Oh, I've got another one to contend with. Can he get a shot off? I don't think he will, in fact. Pershing's going to come to bear on the Tiger. Pack howitzer attacks the Tiger. Actually does a tiny bit of damage, I think, there. All the while, the Rangers and a Vet 3 rifle going on that there. In terms of fuel overall, Jesulin now has 600 and 130 fuel. So of course he does have a second Panzer IV, and he could even have another one. Oh my god, the AA half track that stayed alive, the majority of the game has now been found out. The Pershing's hauling ass to try and get into the picture, but it's been already engine damage fausted by that retreating grenadier. He does get out of the vehicle there. We'll see. As soon as it's got any damage done to it whatsoever, he will be using anti-tank grenades on that thing. Where's the Tiger in this? So there we go. Anti-tank grenades will be going in now that it's had a slight bit of damage to its frontal armour there. The Pershing is going to go around the shot blocker. Where's the anti-tank grenade to give it the damaged engine? Snare it. Snare goes in. The riflemen pay with their lives for that. Pershing does penetrate. That thing's as good as dead. But here come the packs. Here comes the Tiger. Hans is going to have to get out of there. He will have seen that by now. He's going to have to get into base. He's retreating the vehicle crew that came out of the thing, and he's largely penned in his base right now. There's not much he can do. He's going to have to go round the back of the pizza, and he's the American base rather. He's going to have to get the rear echelons to come and repair, and the Tiger's sensing blood. The Tiger's going for the kill. There is no major AT on the field. It does, in fact, eat 2 snares, so if he gets repaired in time, he could perhaps do some damage. There are a lot of riflemen here. There's 2, in fact. They are currently... You've got 1 ready. He's got... Oh, the bloody Pershing died. Max range Tiger shot killed the Pershing. That is unfortunate for Hans. Just off camera, just to the right of your screen. The Pershing doesn't indeed go down. That's the second Pershing Vans, and that could be the death of him. He got a little bit too cheeky there. If he gets the AT gun on the field and takes out the Vetracy 2 Tiger, it could be okay. He's just about staying in the game, I guess. He's also trying to get a pack. You've got the other infantry coming into the field of view, so it could be a fantastic moment in Company of Heroes history. Yes, indeed, the Tiger goes down. If he gets a pack, he's back in this game. He needs more infantry. He's got... Where are the Rangers and all this? The Rangers coming up from the south. He's got that pack coming to bear. This Pioneer could be down. Relief infantry's on the field of play. The Tiger finally careers and crashes into a tree and dies.
We have lost a Panzer.
And it's all about the packs. It's all about trying to get a pack this time. Last time he had a chance of winning this game. No. The danger from Jesulin is in the fact that he's got so much infantry presence and sniper still on the field, and there you go, that's exemplified by the sniper getting the kill. And VLC54 makes a great point in stream. 600 fuel from Helping Hands. He had such an infantry advantage, but he did not tech bars. And when you've got such a dominant infantry advantage, it's always been said in Company of Heroes. In fact, I remember my pilot Funk, when he was casting Co 1 in his heyday, when he used to make the point, I think SNF3, it may have been a player, I can't remember the player exactly, but the point was he should push for bars at this point, because like this Allied player, I'm not even kidding you, he was like dominating. This is Company Heroes 1 I'm talking about. This is how long standing the idea of not teching bars when you've got the advantage is. When you've got the advantage, you need to tech bars, and that player then went on to lose on Angerville. I distinctly remember. That's when I was a noob to this series, and I had never cast or anything before, and I remember taking that on board, and we've seen it exemplified in this game in particular. Hans did not use any of his munitions. He's got 557 remaining. In fact, he started to try and use smoke. He's pushing north. He's got 80 fuel. He's really does not want to lose, but it looks like indeed he is going to lose. So, I'd like to say that Hans has played fantastically in this series. It's the best 3-0 straight defeat we're probably going to see in Company Heroes 2 tournament, one of in history. He's made Jesulin go to 2 50-minute games and another 40-minute game, and he's really pushed him to the limit, but it's just a few little ways that Hans could have refined what he did in this series that would have possibly swung it in his favour. Just a few little things here and there that he'll look back on and think, oh god, I wish I'd done that differently. In this particular game, as far as I can remember, there you go, a nice snare on the Tiger, but not much to follow up. Just an AT gun. That Tiger probably will get out of there. It is an American AT gun. But yeah, when he had these riflemen here and he was trying to push to take these packs, if he'd taken those packs, he would have probably won this game. And then again, not using his munitions and building bars meant that Jesulin, the ultimate endurance player, 200 hours played in From Heroes the last 2 weeks. This guy is a behemoth. He's a machine. If you take him to 40 minutes, he will probably end up winning. You have to when you've got an advantage over Jesulin. Jesulin faltered in the first 5 minutes, and Hans had to push for it. He had to go for it. So stick around though. After this, I'm obviously going to do a little draw conclusion to the tournament and stuff, and that will be handing out commanders. So you've got literally about a minute to follow. So when I do tournament casting in the future, I may be able to get codex if I ask Twitch politely. So just give me shitloads of follows. It'll increase my AP slightly, but mainly so I can start preparing to ask Twitch to give me codex, so I can get, you know, not just 1080p. I can have a range of codes. But GG, well played to Helping Hands. Thank you to Jesulin for being absolute game player in this tournament, game to play in this tournament rather. He's had to put up with a lot of you know, players not wanting to play him and a lot of aggro and stuff, and I even had to make him play Cataclaw at short notice, and he did. He was game for it. He's played Helping Hands when he had to finish eating dinner with his family early. Helping Hands himself was playing at 1 AM in Tokyo, or in Japan rather, 1 AM Tokyo time. So both players, big thanks to both of them for playing in the tournament and doing really well. I'm going to officially declare that Jesulin, for the 2nd year running, is FlexiTime Championship champion. Rather, it was known as the Reddit 1 vs 1 tournament because this tournament was born out of a desire on reddit.com/r/Company of Heroes for there to be a tournament that they, you know, was born from that particular avenue of the community, and it's because I'm the sole organizer. It's FlexiTime to make it easy for me, but it actually has made it so players only have to play 1 match a week, and it actually works out really well. So if you want to be part of this tournament, it's going on next in April. Sign-ups in March. It will be for money. It will be a 64-man tournament. There will again be a big shout out to the wildcards who played Cow, Gator, Wonko the Sane. They didn't even make the tournament, but I got them to play each other for an idea of subbing in, and Cow actually ended up playing against... He actually beat Devil's Brigade and then ended up playing against Sturm Tiger Giap, which is nice for him. But let's chalk it up to Jesulin 3-0, and the reigning, defending, undisputed champion is Jesulin, the pound for pound greatest Company of Heroes 2 player, all things considered, over the past 2 years is Jesulin, and again here he reigns supreme. Big shout out to Helping Hands for taking him to the limit, however. Massive props to both players. People I want to thank: Jan252 and Amai of Kotu.org for their support in giving me seeding macros and stuff on a spreadsheet that I didn't have to trawl through all the stats to seed. That was really, really helpful. Big shout out to anybody in Steam chat that was helping me cast it. Big shout out to all the players that played. Next tournament, hopefully, you know, players, there's not a patch where there's any negativity amongst players and players play through the entire thing. Hopefully in future we have more, we want 100% participation ideally. You never do get that, but I want a higher ratio for the next tournament, definitely. Shout out to Clan Clash 2, which will be 2 vs 2 tournament that's ongoing. Very eager to see that get played and see who happens that. I'd love to see Stormless and co-casting 2 vs 2 for that one. Now then, on to the Commander competition. So what I'm going to do is open up Twitch chat. So basically, I can see that's been lots and lots of follows. To make this fair, what I'm going to do is copy all of those follows onto screen. Hang on. So this will be a bit of a strange process, but bear with me. You've bared with me for the past 4 hours or something stupid, so I'm sure you can bear with me now. Alright, so about there. That's a print screen. You'll see what I'm going to do in a second. Hang on. Paint. Right, so that's one field of viewers. I'm going to cut it off, by the way, at 5:21. Bloody hell, I've been casting a while, haven't I? So that's that screen. Now I just need to capture one more screen worth of follows. Hang on, let me get the snipping tool out. Snipping tool's useful. Oh. So this is amazing production quality, I know. I know you don't have to tell me, it's fine. I know about my incredible production quality. But you'll see what I'm going to do. It'll work, trust me. I have premonition. Baloo was the last one, so don't want to give him 2 chances to win, do we? Second one. Where's snipping tool? Come back. Here we go. Snipping. So this is to win a commander of your choosing. I'll make sure you get a really good commander. I've got lots of codes given to me by Kyle. Or possibly even like I could even possibly get you a full faction. What was the last one there? Geert is following you on Twitch. Geert. So we need Phantom, that's right there. Phantom is the next guy from this window. I've had a lot of bloody follows, so you answered that call very well, thank you. Okay, so who are we up to now? Mr. Basic. Right, that's it. And then there's the last 3. I'll put them in the middle somewhere. Okay, so this is nearly complete now. Put these guys here. Move these guys in a bit. Move these guys in a bit. Move this over. Right, so they're all the people that have a chance to win. Did that work? No, that didn't work. Hang on. Just deleted about 10 of the competitors. There we go. That should do us. And then finally, hang on, just move this over to there. Right, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in a second. Crop. Okay, and where's my Twitch chat at? So there's Twitch chat. Okay. I am going to move my cursor at random over this portion of the area. As soon as I see... Oh, dramatic music, very true. Dramatic music. Let's make sure I'm in the right window as well. Yeah, I'm in the right window. So I've just thought of this idea. This is how I'm going to do it, though. Just YouTube dramatic music. Best dramatic music ever. To be honest, I don't want this to be the audio to be cancelled on Twitch, so I need to just not use any music. Anyway, the first person in Twitch, there's a 20-second delay, so I'll be 20 seconds of me spamming my cursor, and then your comment will show up, and I will stop my cursor. The first person to say the words RN Jesus, I will stop my cursor. That guy will win a commander of his choosing. Be my reaction times. My reaction times, ladies and gentlemen. RN Jesus. Skedion. That guy there won it. He won. He got the commander, ladies and gentlemen. Skedion. He got whatever he wants to have. I can make sure he gets a really good piece of DLC there. And that was the little competition I wanted. Thanks for watching. What's next? So I've plugged the next tournament. I've plugged other people's tournaments. I've said thank you to people that helped me. Is there anybody else that helped me? Yantai252 helped me a lot in the past, so I'll just say thanks to him. I've already thanked him. I've thanked all the players. I've thanked myself for being a great guy. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to take a break from Company Heroes 2 for a week or something. I've been overdosing on this crap for a while. I'd like to thank you, the viewer, for watching. And goodbye. That's it from me. Thank you.